Hi, everybody. Welcome to my live stream. I'm so happy that you're here and that you'll be joining soon, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, let's just dive into this. This is quite the time of year. It's really an incredible time of year. The winter solstice was yesterday. I'm sure some of you celebrated. I did, and I hosted a winter solstice ceremony, which was really beautiful. And let me see here. Let me just get everything organized the way I want it. So yeah, it was a beautiful winter solstice ceremony and had a lot of fun. And I'm sure that you feel something of the energy of this dark time of the year. So this is the darkest moment of the year, and this is the darkness that needs to be acknowledged. It is the time of year where the sun has moved a little bit further away in the sense that, our we've tilted, but it's also a reminder that the sun always returns, that there's always the cycle of the light returning, the light coming back, the light illuminating the darkness, the light winning over the dark. And that's our focus, is that the light wins over the dark. And then we can celebrate, we can harvest, we can reap what we've sown, we can see, we can do all kinds of things. But this is the time where things kind of slow down, where we fall into a longer kind of relaxing, we're supposed to, and allowing the fall away, allowing the breakaway of things that don't serve us. But some people can't allow that to happen, right? And so when we don't go with the natural cycles of our own lives and our own selves and the natural cycles of the universe, things happen. A lot of people talk about evil. And there's so much to be said around evil. This is a topic that can fill libraries. It can fill all, like so much. But one of the common things that everybody seems to agree on is that good intentions lead down an evil pathway. That good intentions, no matter how good you think you're being, no matter how good you think you are, as soon as you start to dogmatize it, as soon as you start to only focus on your interpretation of goodness and truth, as soon as you start to try to enforce that goodness and truth on others, and you try to put it on other people or call them to task if they don't follow your dictates, you've moved into the realm of the darkness. And a lot of people, they have a hard time letting go of that. They have a hard time letting go of concepts, ideas, beliefs, connections into the spiritual world that doesn't really serve them. It's not getting them anywhere. It's isolating them. It's leading them into fields of aloneness. And they don't really see, that they're actually reaping the fruit of their beliefs. They don't recognize that. And so this is a time of year that really shows you that even when you're going through life cycles where it's time to let go of things, it's time to release things, it's time to move on from things, that doesn't mean that you're losing or that you're being abandoned or rejected or any of those things. And it's just time to let go. Like the trees release the leaves, it's time for you to release so that when you move into the new year, when the new year begins, you're fresh, you're cleansed, you're detoxed, you're ready. You're like that earth that has been tilled, that has the stones and the rocks removed, that has the weeds pulled out, that has everything removed from it, so that you can plant your seeds in the springtime, so that you can plant your seeds when the sun's rays start coming out again. And a lot of people don't realize that. They try to hold on. They hold on to these outdated concepts and ideas of things because that's their identity. They've created an identity around these stories that they tell themselves, an identity around who they think they are, and they can't let that identity go because they're too afraid to actually dive into who they truthfully are without these stories, without that identity, without those concepts that they attach themselves to and live through. They're too afraid to find their own truth, their own true I am energy, and allow for other expressions of that energy without judgment. And so it's very, very difficult for some people, and we have to just let that go, We on the other end of things, we have to just see it for what it is, recognize this and let that go and just allow it to float. However, these times are going to get more interesting because the pressure is building, as I'm sure you guys can feel on the planet. It's ramping up, especially during this time. The ancients said that during the darkness on the earth, in the northern hemisphere, right? During this longest night, that this was also the time where evil was allowed to roam the land, where evil was allowed to roam free. And so there was a big celebration around the longest night because now evil was starting to be put back into where it crawled out of. And we're seeing this ramping up, and people are attributing it to Pluto and Aquarius. Sure, could be, but in conjunction with everything else that is also happening at this time of year, it seems that people are really feeling the pressure, they're feeling the push, they're feeling the squeeze, they're feeling that. And the sad thing about it is that they're unable to reflect a lot of times, unfortunately, I'm seeing, because when you squeeze grapefruit, out comes grapefruit juice. When you squeeze an apple, out comes apple juice. But when you squeeze someone and out comes then what does that say? So, but people don't see it like that, right? And it's kind of interesting this time of year and what it gets rolling and going and pushing and in a lot of people, from spite, hate, jealousy, greed, envy, all these negative things that they don't recognize are messages. They're messengers for them. They're not in and of themselves evil. It's not evil to feel jealous or anger or anything like that, but what do you do with that message that meant for you? Instead of hearing the message and recognizing, oh, anger, I need to set boundaries, or I need to reestablish what my values are for myself and stick to those. Or, I need to live my fullest life possible. This is what these emotions are telling me. People start trying to externalize it and force it on the other person. And of course, unfortunately, when it comes to families, you're looking for the weakest in the family. You're looking for the most isolated. You're looking for the most, scapegoated. You're looking for the weakest one to project all of that onto that you're carrying. So these people, they never really work it out. They never really work it out. And it's for the rest of us, again, like I was saying before, to just release it, let that go, take deep breaths in, deep breaths out, allow for this expression of life. Nothing to do with me, nothing to do with us, and to move on from that, right? And know that God holds you in his hand, that God has his protective hand over you, that there is protection for your life as well, because exactly as you are is how God intended you to be. And maybe, your little quirks, maybe your little edges are meant to wake someone up to the limitation of their love. And you can't be in alignment with God if you're in a limitation of love, right? So, through their encounter with you, they start recognizing things about themselves that they need to heal in relationship to themselves, where they are judging themselves, where they are limiting their love towards themselves, that is keeping them out of the promised land, the holy land, the sacred state of being, the sacred union with the divine, you name it. But this good feeling about being alive and being in this creation. And unfortunately, this belief is starting to take root, and has been for centuries, though, that life itself is evil and needs to be battled, and that this creation is evil and needs to be battled, and that there's nothing good to be gotten or gained here. But if you follow down that pathway, then the evil one has won, right? So this is all, whoo, I just walked into the space and here we go. Here we go. Last week I did a pretty intimate, or a couple days ago, I did a pretty intimate live for myself. It was intimate. Maybe for you guys it's totally normal. But because of the energies that I tend to attract, for whatever reason, might be my Pluto in the 7th or 8th house, depending on which chart you're looking at. But and as an example, I'll just show this to you. I'll just show this to you. I'll just show this site to you. This is it's so wild. 1 second here. So there are people out there that will do this stuff. That's why I'm so reticent about putting my information out there, right? And there are channels out there, they'll misappropriate, they'll chop and cut and post things that, are not fully out of context and ascribe to you all these things, right? So this is a good acquaintance of mine that I worked with a couple years ago, and this person, I think, found me through him and started doing all this stuff. We've complained to YouTube, and we've complained to others, but we're hoping that this page gets taken down soon. But this is what I'm talking about. Why are people like this, right? If they don't like my content, then move on. There's so many channels out there. There's so many channels on YouTube alone, let alone Rumble, Daily Notion, you name it. But for whatever reason, because my channel is so small, when I say that I attract stalkers and stuff like that, people don't really believe me because why would I do that? But it's true, right? It's absolutely true. And everything I said in my last video is also true, right? And so, but it triggers people for whatever reason. It triggers. I don't know. I spoke with a shaman a couple of years ago. He's unfortunately passed away now. And he told me that, I can be very trigger, and I'm going to be totally open from here on in because I can't do this baby food anymore. I'm so sick of feeding babies. It's like I need to, evolve here. And so he was telling me that I came in this body, in this experience, in this suit that I'm in, to basically trigger people into seeing that the divine doesn't work through who they think it works through, because people will only receive a message if the packaging is right. If they can relate to the package, if they think that the packaging is perfect, if this represents what they think is an angelic energy or a divine energy or a divine essence. And so they will totally miss the message because they're so focused on the outer, on the material. And then they'll judge the material and say, well, if God really wanted to reach me, then he would create a material packaging that would appeal to me. And it's like, hello. And so he was saying that that was part of my mission in this life, is to trigger in order for people to release that concept, let go of that concept, that anything has to appeal to their opinion in the sense of what spirituality or a guide or something like that looks like. And I'm like, wow, thanks for that mission. Whoever sold it to me for me to sign up for it, thanks. Thank you. So it's been quite the journey for me. And like I was saying in the last video I did a couple days ago, which was really difficult for me to open up because that is the energy that I seem to keep running into, or that seems to attract to me for whatever reason, seems to attach to me. And so it's really hard for me to put vulnerable things out there because I know that it's going to be taken out of context, misappropriated, or things like that. And I can, think positive all I want. For whatever reason, these entities or energies are there. And does this happen to other channels? Sure, but to the extent that I've seen it to some of the people I know, it's not really. I know another big channel where what she attracts, but there's also black magic behind that, is usually people that get fanatically supportive, where they also miss the message because they're so focused on this person that they're attaching themselves to and want to energetically climb up on. So I'm more of the person that wants to connect with people that are really working within themselves, that are finding the moments in their lives that are really genuinely connecting them in their own special, unique way to the divine, that are really focusing on their own inner growth, that are focusing on their own journey and their own joys, and that are really focusing on getting to that next level, honestly getting to that next level. So, whew, whoa, putting it all out there now. I don't care anymore. I don't care. So it's quite an energy that I'm feeling is ramping up again. And it's going to move into, I feel January and February, we're going to start off with some massive illusory energy where it's going to be really difficult for a lot of people to ascertain what is true, what is clear. It's going to be very nebulous, foggy, Neptunian, Venusian kind of, magic weavings. People are going to be utilizing the energies to spin images of light that aren't really 100% true or real, but people will fall for it. They always do. So just be prepared for that. If you're not one of those, just be prepared for that, to just sit back and wait. And those people that are still attached to all these outer things, right? Just allow them to attach, because that is a pathway and a lesson and a learning as well. Because as they become disillusioned, and this is important because the biggest gurus and teachers, what they ultimately teach is disillusionment. And this is why a lot of the gurus and teachers will be outed at some point in their career or their lifetime, right? Because they're teaching disillusionment. So when we're reading Sai Baba, or we're reading all these other, gurus that people complain about or write books about and so on and so forth, it's because they were so focused on that guru being who they want them to be on the outer, the image, holding the image, right? Instead of them focusing on themselves becoming who they want to be or need to be, and taking the message without attaching to the image. And because the image will always, 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 always disillusion. It was always disillusion because it is an illusion, right? So I hope I made sense. So we're going to be seeing that in January, February, like these figures of light that have been cast into the sky. And by the summer, it should be crumbling, 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 crumbling. But a lot more things are going to be crumbling next year as well. That's what I'm seeing. A lot of images, concepts, ideas that we hold about reality, about the structures of our lives, about the foundations of our society, a lot of things. I'm not seeing it completely 100% all going down in 2025 and we're going to stand in the rubble. Not quite. But this is a necessary pathway for those people that are really focused on these outer images to be disillusioned by them in order for them to finally open up to the inner realms, the inner pathways. This is a necessary step for them. So this is one of those times where the gates have been opened, so to speak. The darkness has been open. There's a portal that's allowed. In Vedic astrology, they speak about a portal that allows darkness to enter into this world. There has to be, because there has to be some kind of balance. And that portal that they speak about in Vedic astrology is called Ashlesha. That happens in Cancer. And there's a very small, narrow window of Ashlesha in Cancer. But the traditional teachings around Ashlesha in Vedic astrology are that that's where the darkness gets through. The snake, Rahu and Ketu gets through, right? So it's really, really, really a profound time right now. And it's a time to just take deep breaths, lay low, be the darkness, Don't let things kind of like don't do that. And ride this one out, especially for what's about to come. And it's going to be beautiful. Like the castles of light that they're going to be painting are going to be really sucking and drawing people in. And a lot of this old topic of belonging is going to rise up again. And I've been speaking about that for a couple of years now, that people are too isolated, they're too lonely, the loneliness epidemic before the pandemic and then during and after. But it's all leading to this emotion or this energy building up in the collective of needing to belong to something or somewhere, but it's in the shadows, so it's not recognized, it's not being acknowledged, it's not being seen, and you only see it when the darkness rises, and all of a sudden everybody's like flooding in one direction. Everybody wants to belong, wants to feel like they're part of something, and it's almost something that they can't control. It drives them, and it drives them because it's in the shadow. They've never acknowledged it. And so this whole talk about we're so independent, we don't need anybody, it's going to crumble because it's got to reveal the shadow. And we'll see people flocking in a certain direction, following certain big groupings, going down a certain pathway that promise a sense of belonging, promise a unified sense of identity or collective identity. And it's going to sucker people in because they don't have that feeling anymore. They just don't. Whoa, so happy Sunday. Sunday. Sugar Plum Fairy is kind of ironic because that's pretty much what he's doing to others on his own channel. That could yeah, I can't, can't. That's why I'm very careful with the readings that I do on celebrities and things like that. Like nothing against Tony. He's got his pathway for sure. And he's done so much work, tremendous work in helping people realize the structures that underlie the structures of our reality. And he's a straight up warrior. Like he's very, he's a triple Scorpio. So he's Scorpio sun, moon, rising. And when the truth gets to him, he literally, I know him personally, and he cannot, like he can't in his private life, he can't. It's the exact same thing. The way you see him, that's how he is. That's literally how he is. And so the truth drives him. And but I'm very careful for that reason with celebrity readings, stuff like that. And I used to do it, as you guys know, but I don't know if that's my playing field, if those are the messages that I'm meant to really focus in on. I really get the feeling for me, it's something else. So I just follow that. Yeah, happy new day, everybody. Okay, so let's dive in, and that introduction just came through. It's like this. I can see I'm looking at the mountain in front of me. There's a hill right in front of me, and I can see the warriors standing on the hill. I need to look up the history of this area that I'm in. Maybe I don't know if you guys can see it if I turn the camera around, but let me see. Let me see. Let me turn the camera around and show you guys. So let's see here. I don't know. Can you see it? Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at, right? As I'm doing this reading. And I can see the warriors standing up on that hill over there. You can see the low clouds, and it's a pretty heavy sky. Woo, I'm back. And I can just see the warriors that are standing up on that hill, and they're all lined up, and it's like they have those staffs with the flags waving from them. And it's an energy that is rising up everywhere right now. It's an energy of feeling entrenching. It's almost like a new era of beliefs, like a war of beliefs, right? Is coming up, is rising up. Oh. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. 2025, my guides call it the year of the shapeshift, and it really is going to be a shedding of a skin and a morphing into. But as we're all picking up, it might. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, let's focus on this week. On this week and what's up ahead over Christmas into New Year's. And this reading is for all signs, Aries through to Pisces, and just the general energy that is coming up. I pulled two cards from the angel deck, and I didn't even look at them because they're still face down. So we'll see what they are. But okay, turning one over, and we've got there we have it, the Angel of Karmic Warrior, number 44. 44 in numerology is pretty intense. This is a number that you don't want in a name. It's a very militaristic number. It's a higher vibrational, higher frequency number like the 11, 22, 33. The 11 is the teacher, the 22 is the builder, the 32 is the Christ consciousness, and the 44 is the warrior. This is tapping into the getting into Michaelian almost type of energies, but manifested. So fighting for a cause, fighting for something that you deeply believe in. But this is a very black and white number. So there's no gray, there's no mid zone, there's no, softness here. So this is Yelahia. This is a power. This is the Five of Cups, Mars and Scorpio. There we have it. Mars and Scorpio is straight up military. We've also got the Angel of Eloquence, Daniel. Principalities, Eight of Wands, messages, Mercury and Sagittarius. Okay. So it feels like this is a week where on a personal level, people have to you're going to be biting your tongue a lot. You're going to be holding things back a lot. You're going to be keeping the balance, trying to, feel into it. You may be triggered into standing your ground, standing your belief. You may be triggered into responding or replying in a certain way, but it's, yeah. On the other hand, you don't really want to hold back, like you need to speak your truth, and sometimes people need to hear it exactly the way you say it. But this is where the strength comes in of being that warrior, of standing your ground, right? Of marking your boundaries, so to speak. Okay, let's get some tarot cards going and see what's coming up. The week ahead, generally speaking, what are the energies? What can we expect? The week ahead. The week ahead. We've got the King of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and the Page of Swords. Okay. So what am I picking up here? I'm picking up a lot of, generally speaking, it feels like people are contemplating the change. There has to be some kind of a change. They know a change is coming. They know a time is coming where things are going to get a little bit uncertain. The Five of Wands, where there may be competition of ideas as well, competition of concepts. Which one are we going to adapt to? Which one are we going to move forward into? There's also a kind of an intellectualizing. So I feel a lot of messages in the news, in the media with the Page of Swords, a lot of writing, a lot of thinking about things, that kind of energy. And here we have another master number, which is the 11 on top of this card. So it feels as if there's this energy coming up in the week ahead where it's just bringing a lot of uncertainty, unsureness. Which direction are we going in? What are we focusing in on as a collective, as a whole? We've got the King of Pentacles, so that's indicating, of course, a deep interest, a need for security and stability and focusing in on that. But this also has to do with leadership and rulers. And the King of Pentacles is the one that rules the resources, that manages the resources for his community, for his group, for his country, for his land. He's the one that delegates. He's the one that organizes everything. So there's some kind of topic again coming up around resources as well, or the economy. Let's see what else is coming up, please, for the general public. We've got, yeah. So there's I'm hearing the drums, like literally, I'm hearing the drums in the back of my head, and I know I'm a couple months too early, so it's don't expect it to kick off in January already, but it's these are the beginning stages, or the beginning energies are happening now. They might throw fruit or show fruit towards the end of 2025, or even moving into 2026, 2027, but something is picking up speed. There's a drum that I'm hearing in the background. And we've got the death card rolling in. This is again Scorpio. This is Martian or Plutonian energies. So transformation, changes, radical break-offs, breakthroughs may happen around this time as well. We've got the Queen of Swords. Discernment is necessary during these times. Landed right on top of the Five of Wands. So discernment around what it is that is needed in these times, right? Being really discerning about what you take on for yourself is incredibly important as well. We've also got the Two of Coins. This landed on top of the Page of Swords. So they're watching the markets. This represents the market in this case, but also and the up and down of a situation, the up and down of something is being observed and watched. Okay, let's move into Aries, because that's what we're here for, is what's going to happen to me. So Aries through to Pisces, and to check your sun, moon, or rising, you can also check your Jupiter, Venus, or Mars, or someone else's depending. And I'm asking the angels to guide me through this message, the angels of eloquence, and it's all being backed by this angel of karmic warrior, the Yalahya. Daniel. Okay, Aries. Aries, what's coming up for you, please? Aries, Aries, Aries. Aries, we've got the Daniel. I just said Daniel because this is the angel of eloquence. So I was asking for the eloquence, and he pops up here in the strength card. So this is Daniel clearly in the lion's den. And it feels as if this is a week where Aries, your strength is going to be required. Your self-discipline, your strength, your focus on the positive, not on the negative. It seems as if you may be finding yourself this week in some kind of a situation where you feel kind of boxed in. You feel kind of like very limited in what you can do or in your capacity. There may be also, I'm feeling emotionally starved. Okay, so there's this feeling of emotional starved, but also this feeling of finding clarity, finding peace, finding hope in the midst of everything, finding your core, finding your sense of self, your essence, your truth, and following that. Let me pull one more card here. Yeah, see, these rays of light, clarity and truth are coming in for you this week. Ace of Swords, okay? Ace of Swords, speak your truth, be clear, stand up for what you believe in. Don't let yourself be beaten down in a sense. Don't push your point excessively, because the point is made for you. Like, this is your truth. You're living it. It doesn't mean everybody else has to live it, which goes back to what I was speaking about before, that fine line between, being motivated and inspired by good, but good intentions leading down the road of badness. So don't feel you have to missionize others or get others to jump on your wagon. Just know your truth for yourself and live it, because that truth is meant for you. Okay, I also pick up on there may be some kind of a what do you call it? A disagreement. I wouldn't say a full-on argument, but some kind of a disagreement I feel with a masculine or a male energy this week, Aries. And it feels as if you just withdraw from that, like you just cut yourself off and you just say, you know what, you do you, I'm doing me, and that's it. And so it turns into a pretty quiet, clear week. This is a great week for you to journal, to start writing things, to meditate, try to focus your thoughts into what it is that you want to manifest for yourself, and really only focus on what you want to have, not what you don't have, or not what you think you can't get, but focus on what you have and focus on what you want, on what you desire, and really pour some energy into that. Taurus, let's see what's coming up for Taurus, please. What's Taurus's message? And we've got the soul and the sun. So this is definitely a shining week for Taurus. The soul is The Fool card, this is flying free. This is doing things your way. This is feeling unlimited. This is feeling really in your element, in your energy. And just following what you feel guided to do, following what spirit is telling you to do. It feels really good. You've got the sun, so definitely a winning energy about you this week, a charismatic energy, people finding you charismatic, finding you beautiful, wanting to connect with you, just feeling high vibe, high energy, feeling really in tune with things, and feeling all of a sudden very positive, like I can win this, I can find the success in this, I can make this happen. I feel some of you are reconnecting with your mojo, finding that essence and that energy again within you to do what you came here to do what you came to this life to do. But yes, a reseeding almost, your soul flying free, feeling really liberated. There's not much more to say to that. You may be dealing with a Leo energy, so this would be someone who's very confident, expressive, outgoing, someone who's definitely making it clear that they're into you, that they're focused on you, that they want you. Someone who's really making you feel desired and loved. Okay. Moving on to Gemini. Gemini, what's coming up for Gemini? What's the message for the week ahead, please? Gemini, the message for the week ahead. We've got the Four of Coins, which is holding on to the past. Also budgeting, counting your coins kind of thing. I mean, it is that time of year. And the King of Wands, making things happen, feeling driven. I'm feeling a lot of energy behind your reading, Gemini. It's almost like you can't wait for something to happen, for something to kick off. You're excited about something. There's this sense of excitement in the air. And there's also some kind of passion, some kind of drama that's coming up for you this week. So it may be a very passionate, romantic week for you. It may be a very passionate week in general where you really feel inspired to do something or to get something done. You may be feeling like you are receiving solutions or inspirations as well that really work for you. But overall, the Four of Coins energy, you have to be careful that you don't hold yourself back. Don't be too attached to what worked for you in the past that you keep repeating that. Again, this is the time of year where we're meant to let go, release, allow things to flow away. But with the Four of Coins here, you might be tempted to attach. Okay. And just let that go. You will receive what you need to have. You will receive what you need to move forward in your life. So don't think that if you let something go, you're never going to get it again, or you're not going to have anything left. But overall, where you feel to move, you move. Okay. With the King of Wands energy, this is inspiration. And it could also mean that you're inspiring others as well. And giving others strength and hope, because the King of Wands is a leadership figure. But when it comes to money, it's a week where you're definitely getting creative around money and financial issues and making things happen and work. I see the creativity and the shuffling there. So Gemini, this is, it's a great energy. It's only a week. It's a weekly snapshot, and we'll see you next week and see what happens there. And one more thing that just came in is someone's holding on to you. So if you're feeling like you're trying to move forward and your energy keeps snapping back, there's someone that's holding on to you that doesn't want to release you, doesn't want to let you go. Now, this could be as simple as, you growing up. Maybe you're really young and your parents don't want to let you go, or something like that. But there's some kind of an energy, or you moved out of a relationship and the person that you were in relationship to, you're still energetically connected and they don't want to let you go. So there's some kind of an energy that's kind of pulling you back, like rubber banding you. But you can really, when you're ready and the time is right, you can really easily let this go without losing the connection to the person that you still care about. You still care about them. Okay. I picked that up. You still care about them. All right, moving on to Cancer. What's going on with Cancer, please? Cancer, what's your message for the week ahead? And we've got the Three of Coins working together. We've got the King of Wands. So there may be a message for you in the Gemini message. You may be dealing with a Gemini Cancer, okay? There may be something that you guys are working together on. Maybe you're trying to fix a relationship, fix a connection in some way, shape, or form. But otherwise, this is a week where you're really throwing yourself into things. You're hardworking, you're putting a lot of effort into things. People are relying on you, they're depending on you. I'm hearing some of you are really, now this is typical Cancerian as well, but I'm hearing like, oh, wow, I hope Cancer makes this, or I hope Cancer does that. So there's some kind of production or productivity that people are relying on you for, that people are acknowledging you for. They feel like what it is that you do, you're really talented with it, you're good at it. They want you to do it, nobody else. And that you've kind of mastered your craft when it comes to this. So you may be planning things around other people this week, Cancer. Maybe a heavy focus on making other people happy, giving, giving, giving. But that giving is inspirational, okay? This King of Wands energy. And it'll soon be over. This time, it'll soon be over, and things will work out. Okay, things will work out. But the Three of Coins is also telling me something about your career, that you're going to be focusing on how to build your career, what you need to do in your next steps on making your career grow for you, making things work for you. Leo, what's coming for Leo? What's the message for the week ahead, please? What's the message for the week ahead with Leo? Leo. We've got the Lovers and the Ace of Cups. Leo, wow. Okay, you're really focused on relationships. You you seem to want that excitement heading into the new year. You've got the Lovers here and Ace of Cups. So the Lovers card is interesting because it has to do with choice, actually. What's the choice that you make? And are you going to take the high road or the low road? Both roads lead to where you want to go, but one has more suffering attached to it, and the other one has more discipline attached to it. So it's up to you which experiences and lessons you want to take with you to get to that goal. And that goal seems to be one of the Ace of Cups. So love. Pure, authentic, divine, unconditional love. Now, love is like, we hear that word and it's so overused that it's almost, but it's not just, romantic love that we're focusing in on. It's all forms of love. It's the consciousness of love itself. It's the capacity to be thinking and acting from a place of peace, harmony, balance, connection, well-wishing, benevolence, unity, hope, positivity. Like this is what we're really talking about. And so it feels like your connections this week are opening up the space for that, Leo. They're opening up the space for you to think deeper. So there might be a situation around a forgiveness. There might be a situation around an inclusion, allowing someone to come in, allowing someone to return. There may be a situation about a rekindling of things. So a relationship that has run dry that you're trying to, restart, and it will work. It looks like relationships have a big place in your experience this week, and it's going to work out for you. Like it really feels like a beautiful connection here with you and someone else. I'm not necessarily feeling a group of people, but I am feeling a specific person that you are making amends with. That's literally what I'm feeling. That's what's coming up. Hey, pull one more card for Leo, please. One more card. Yeah, Nine of Cups energy. Yeah. It's success, it's happiness, it's joy, it's expansion, it's feeling good. Maybe this is just your time of year. This is exactly where you like to, enjoy here. Okay, Virgo. Virgo, what does Virgo need to know, please? Virgo, what does Virgo need to know? Virgo. Okay, Virgo. And we've got the Six of Swords and the Four of Swords. Ooh, okay, some kind of a knowledge leaves you thoughtful, Virgo. There's a message or an information that's coming to you this week, which is going to get you thinking. It's going to get you reflecting. It's going to get you into a state of mind where you're kind of going over things again. Was that what was said? Was that what happened? Is that what I need to do? Should I have done that? Like these are all like this kind of line of thoughts, line of experience of reflecting over what just happened or who just happened. I'm also getting a feeling that some of you may be thinking about travel and you're reluctant to travel for whatever reason. You're not looking forward to this. And it also feels though that whoever you're supposed to be traveling to, they need you. So there's this feeling of somebody needs me. I need to go show up there, and I don't really want to, but I have to go over there. And there's a lot of thought going on around that situation, but you're going to enjoy this when you get there and you see that person, and you know, you're going to enjoy this. It's going to be a good thing. I'm also feeling this is a karmic situation or a karmic connection. There's some kind of a past life connection that I'm picking up on the edges over here. And that there was a promise that was made. There was a promise that was made to this person. Okay. So you fulfilling that promise, although you may be tempted not to. You may definitely be tempted to, but you will. Okay. You will. All right. Let me pull one more card for Virgo, please, for this week ahead. We've got, yeah, following your inner voice. See, following your inner voice, that's the High Priestess. The High Priestess is also tied in with memory. It's tied in with inner reflections, inner guidance, inner knowing, knowledge, um, sharing knowledge. This is someone you may be sharing knowledge with. For some reason, that's coming up. Someone you may be sharing knowledge with, but you're really going, oh, there's a hesitation here with the Four of Swords. Okay. You may be bringing healing to this person as well. So there's this capacity to heal, whether that be emotionally or physically or what have you, that you carry, Virgo. And it feels like this person is in need of your energy, your closeness, your words, your vision, your way of seeing things, your perspective. Like it's so, there's something that you carry that they need. Okay. Right. Libra. What's coming up for Libra, please? What does Libra need to know? Libra's week ahead over this beautiful time. We've got the Two of Cups and the Five of Swords. Oy, Libra. Oh, okay. This has been showing up in the readings for a hot minute, but there's a disillusionment with love and relationships that seems to be happening with your consciousness stream. Finding the joy in imperfect love, finding the perfection in imperfection seems to be the message for you for the week ahead. Things are definitely not going to be perfect, but you're still going to find connection, joy, and love in spite of that. So Five of Swords, right? This is the defeated king. This is the backstabbed king. This is the person that has escaped by his wits or her wits. But here we have true love and true connection and true friendship with the Two of Cups. So in this environment of devastation, whatever that may be, whether it's your workplace or your home place or what have you, you're still going to find the light of love. Love will reveal itself to you. And it's your calling to accept that, to receive that, to recognize that, to be willing to recognize true love in spite of being, you know, surrounded maybe by unideal conditions. So don't focus on what isn't, right? Don't focus on what is negative in a sense. Really focus on the positive, Libra. Really hone yourself, discipline yourself, push yourself to only see the positive, only the good, only the good, only the good. Because otherwise it's going to be too much of a seesaw week for you energetically. Okay, that's what I'm picking up. Someone may be super disappointed in you and letting you know. Okay, that's another thing. There was some kind of an expectation that I feel coming up towards you, possibly you towards someone else. But some kind of an expectation that just popped up in the room here and being disappointed. So whatever that means. Okay. But that's okay because you need to follow you, right? And you need to find your equals. It's you can't be the person to carry it all for everyone else. That doesn't work. You have to find someone who's equal, who's willing to carry their stuff and you carry your stuff, and together you're stronger to carry, you know, but you're not carrying it all by yourself. Okay, that can't work for you. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio's message for the week ahead. What's coming up for Scorpio? Scorpio's message for the week ahead. What's coming up for Scorpio, please? Ooh, 1 second. The card fell out, so let me just get it here. we've got the King of Cups. Okay, so this is your card. This is the water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Scorpio, what else is coming up for Scorpio, please? What does Scorpio need to know? We've got 3 cards here. We've got the King of Cups, we've got the Hermit, and we've got the Nine of Coins. Yeah, Scorpio, this is definitely, I'm not feeling if this is your season or not, to be honest. It feels as if you'd rather withdraw to the mountains and just focus on what brings you peace, what brings you happiness, what brings you stability and strength in the Nine of Coins. We've got here the Hermit. There may be a healing retreat also that you need to do. Okay, so some of you Scorpios may be focused on health, on healing. You may be having some kind of health issues, or connecting with someone who does. The King of Cups is also a healer. So I feel that it's going to, this, whatever you're doing for your health, if you're doing something, is going to bring you satisfaction, because you've got the Nine of Coins here, and Nine of Coins is satisfaction. It's being satisfied with what you've created, with your work, with what you've done. I'm also feeling some kind of a, some of you have, there's an exchange happening, knowledge, money, or money for something. So a sale, I feel if you're selling something, it's going to go through. This is the week where it's going to go through. There's some kind of reward in that, financial reward in that for you. Otherwise, you prefer to walk your path alone. These are 2 cards that represent doing your thing on your own, and that's the Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit. Okay, so even if you're not alone, I'm not saying you will be alone, I'm saying you prefer. So if you're alone, that's what you prefer. If you're not alone, you'd prefer to be on your own for a little bit, to focus on your stuff, to take time to focus on you. But I do feel, I want to say for Scorpio, it's those of you that are going through something physically, that are healing from something. This is a beautiful week for you. Okay. Sagittarius. Saggies. Sag. Sag. Let's see here. Sag, we've got the Five of Cups and the King of Cups. Oh, okay. Five of Cups, King of Cups. And we've got the Page of Coins. All right, Sag, this feels really, there's some kind of a I may be speaking to single Sagittarius. So those of you that are in relationships, this may not be for you. Okay. But there feels like all of a sudden as I tapped into this energy, I just felt lonely. I heard that song Lonely. I'm so lonely. I need somebody, someone like you. It feels like there's this some of you Sages have been there for everybody else, you know? You've been there for everybody all the time. You've shown up as a friend, you've shown up as a advisor, you've shown up as a therapist, you've shown up as a healer, you've shown up as a provider in some cases. You've been there for everybody. And you've always shown up with a sense of joy, you know, like allowing people to feel good about themselves and their lives. You have never really shown up with expectations or put it on people that you were helping. Hey, look, you owe me. You never showed up like that. And now you find yourself by yourself and you're like, what in the what? So here we see how you show up for everyone else. This is the image that you present, but you really need everybody else. You really need someone. You really need companionship or connection. And there's this feeling of I'm doing everything by myself. I'm all alone. Nobody's got me. But I've been having everybody else. I've been holding everybody else. I've been carrying everybody else. And when it comes to when I need something, there's nobody there. I'm sitting in the desert. And I feel like this is happening so that you turn to the Most High. Because if you focus on the outer, you focus on another person, you're not going to turn to God. You're not going to look up. You're not going to start looking in all directions instead of just looking straight ahead of you. And it's allowing yourself to reconnect to the divine and find that trust again. Like you always thought you had that trust, but when we take everything away and you're left by yourself, how much do you really trust? So use this opportunity to rebuild your faith, to rebuild your connection, to rebuild your trust, that just like you showed up for everybody else, God will show up for you. Spirit will show up for you. The sun will rise again and illuminate all these things that you have in your realm, that you have under your, dominion. So it's about learning, Page of Coins. This is the eternal student, right? So you're still learning. Don't feel, because some of you may feel this way, and partially why you feel this way is because you feel like you've learned everything there is to learn. And so see these situations not as something that disappoints you or lets you down in your expectations, but as an opportunity to learn and see where it takes you. Okay. I'm also feeling that this is a tougher message, but some of you may be dealing with some kind of a situationship where there is a younger person involved. I'll just leave it at that. If it's for you, it's for you, and you'll know. And another feeling that I suddenly got was, oh, I just had it. 1 second. I just had it. What's that? A younger person involved. And that, okay, it might come when I start the next sign. So let's move on from that. I can't move on from that though. What was that? Page of Coins, eternal student, third person involved, and mm, 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 mm. Oh, okay. But there might also be another situation where if you're in a relationship, someone's not really putting into that relationship as much as you are putting into it. So someone might not be giving enough for the relationship to sustain itself. They're not showing up in the king energy, they're showing up in the pages energy. And that's not enough for the relationship to move forward on. So there may be a little bit of a, yeah, why do I have to do everything by myself energy? Again, this is an opportunity for you to dive in and really reconnect to the divine, level your life up so that you're not looking for crumbs on the ground, but you've leveled up and now you're seated at the table, and God can provide at that table for you, right? God can set that table for you. And as it says so many times, that you will be eating at a full table in the sight of your enemies, right? So that you don't continue crawling on the ground looking for what fell off of someone else's table. You need to get up, level up, and sit down at God's table. And don't try to find a place at somebody else's table anymore. It's done. Like, let that go, leave that in the past year, and move forward, and know that you are always wanted by God, desired by God, and that you always have a place. You have a reason for being. You have a place in this world. You have a place in life. And you always have a place at God's table, and that God will show you at what other tables you can sit. And as it says also, if you show up and you're unwanted, Jesus says this to his disciples. If you show up in a house and they're not, receiving you, taking your message or whatever, then shake the dust off your shoes and move on. Don't continue hanging out there and trying to make it work, or trying to get them to listen to you, or trying to get them to understand you. Forget it. Just move on. Those days are over. Everybody has the messages they need to have, and it's up to them to work with these messages or not, or not. But it's not on us anymore to try to convince people, show people, bring people over. If it's working, great. If it's not working, shake the dust off your feet and move on. Don't try to, fix them. Okay. Moving on to Capricorn. What's coming up for Capricorn? This is your season soon. Well, already, sorry, yesterday, yes. And so happy birthday to all Capricorns. Hope you have a wonderful start to your year. And Capricorn is a special sign to me because a lot of people in my life were Capricorn. My mom, my dad, my daughter, my dog, my best friends, they all have Capricorn in their sign somewhere. So let's see here. What's coming up for you? What's coming up for you? We've got, and I'll do start, we've got Ace of Coins and King of Coins. So this is amazing. Okay, Capricorn, this is a great season for you, not just a week, but a fantastic season for you when it comes to getting things done, getting things set in stone for your future. You've got the Ace of Coins, which is perfect potential, perfect opportunity. You've also got the support. You've got a support system that is showing up for you. You're starting to find your tribe. You're starting to find your people if you haven't done that yet. And this feeling of security and belonging, the King of Coins is consistent resources coming your way, consistent. If we see this as the universe doling out resources to you, this person has your name on a list. This energy has your name on a list, and you will consistently receive what it is that you need to move forward. So some of you that are sitting there thinking, I don't know how to move on. I don't know how to get what I need. I don't know how to ... It's first realize that you belong and that you have a right to what it is that you desire and you want. Next, that you are making the connections as you move through your life to the right people as you're doing what you're called to be doing. And then that the universe has your name, that the universe knows who you are, that source knows who you are, that God knows who you are, and that whatever you need for your life has long been allotted to you. It's already been given. You just have to receive it. That's all you need to do is receive it. So whatever's stopping you from receiving, Capricorn, that's what you need to work on. Okay. Next up, what's coming specifically for this week, the energies, the messages. We've got the Star, the Six of Coins, the Star, the Six of Cups, and the Nine of Coins. So the Star, the Six of Cups, and the Nine of Coins. And this is indicating that something that was from your past, like a deep, deep wish from your past, a deep, really deep, hidden, personal, private kind of wish, hope, desire, something that may have even began in childhood with you. God knows. God knows. So, and it feels like this is coming through for you very soon. The Nine of Pentacles. So this is also another, it's not like this elation with the Nine of Cups, this emotional high, it's a real sense of contentment and satisfaction and well-earned joy that comes in with the Nine of Coins. It's a feeling of, I deserve this. The Nine of Cups is more like, what? But the Nine of Coins is like, yeah, I deserve this. It's a feeling of, how should I put this? It's a sense of identity that is really, really, really deep and positive. You're finally healing something deep within you about your identity and who you are. Maybe what star you follow, information you follow, what drives you, what motivates you, what's deep inside of you. Something is awakening here. Some kind of a recognition, some kind of a acknowledgement, something beautiful within you. It's almost as if the angel within you awakens and you realize that the angel within you is solid, like solid. This is not some fluffy cherubim thing. It's really peace, solid, grounded, positive, real. Spirit is real. That's what's coming up. It's beautiful. This energy is absolutely beautiful. So keep following your North Star though. So whatever it is that is your highest principle, you need to live this for you. And that's the star. And The outcome is the Nine of Coins. So this deep contentment and satisfaction. Do not be afraid. Fear not. There's no fear in any of these cards. So if you're holding a fear somewhere, it's okay, you know. Allow spirit to clear it. Allow your spirit to clear it. Your energy and spirit to clear it. There's a healing that I'm feeling happening as well. So some kind of a deep wounding possibly that was in childhood, and for this week you have the opportunity to really heal that. So if it rises up again, don't push it down, don't ignore it, don't push it away, don't think, oh, Karleen told me it wasn't coming back. Well, it's coming back for you to heal it, for you to really feel into it and utilize this opportunity to really, really, really heal it. Okay. So spirit is with you. You may be a little triggered this week, but only so that you can, because you have to see it to heal it. You can't heal it if you can't see it. So know that spirit was with you. Know that you need to follow your highest principle. Know that whatever arises for you this week, it's going to clear once and for all if you look at it. Okay. All right. Aquarius, what's coming up for Aquarius, please? Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know? What does Aquarius need to know? Oh, we've got the Moon card and the Four of Cups. Okay, Aqua. You might be feeling a little bit heavier, you know, with all this talk about Pluto and Aquarius, and you might be starting to feel the energies, although Pluto honestly is probably still in the cloud, or that transitional energy of Capricorn. So we won't be actually feeling the Pluto and Aquarius until well into next year. But and people are going to be like, no, but I mean, look at what's being attacked worldwide are government structures that fall still under Capricorn, right? So in any case, Moon and the Four of Cups, I'm feeling this heaviness with you this week, Aquarius. There's kind of a heavy energy, kind of a dum doldrums energy, and boredom. Some of you may be catching up on sleep, or you need to catch up on sleep. You need to allow dreams to work through your consciousness again. You need to give yourself time. That's another thing that's coming up for me. And you need to give yourself space to reflect. There's a big one. Okay. Some of you Aquariuses, it's like you're going to feel like I need space. I just need, I need to come up for air. But there's an anxiety here in this thought of how can I overcome it? How can I get through what I'm anxious about or worried about? What's a solution? Not being able to find a solution to something. Yeah. And it's meant for you to, Two of Wands, find a new vision. Okay, find a new vision. But in order to find that new vision, you're going to have to make a decision. And that's what you're hesitating. The Four of Cups keeps you in the energy of not having to do something about something that is causing you anxiety. So procrastination. But you feel like, you know, it doesn't matter what I do. That's why you're not doing anything. This is why you need a new vision. Two of Wands. Okay. New inspiration. So the two, it would behoove you to talk to someone, to connect with someone, to communicate with someone about this. Um, Bounce your ideas off of someone that could help this week. I also feel that some of you are this feels like anxious about encountering someone specific. And wondering, how can I avoid that? How can I go around this? And I also feel some of you like just having like something with your throat, some kind of a throat issue, some kind of a you know, minor cold. But otherwise, Aquarius, it seems to be relatively uneventful. Like the Moon and the Four of Cups, nothing much happens there. It's all on the inner planes. And the anxieties that don't take form, but that haunt you in your mind. And so you coming to terms with that, you figuring out, what do I need to do so that this and this and this doesn't happen? You know? Pisces. Last but not least, and these are only weekly snapshots, my love. So the week is quickly over. The 7 days are quickly over, and it's not an entire life reading in a week. So please don't expect that. And these are just moments that quickly come, quickly go. But if you use the momentum of the moment right, it can catapult you into a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful space. So let's say, Pisces, what are your opportunities this week? What's your potential? A card flipped over before I even turned it over, and we've got the Magician. So, wow, Pisces, you're starting off strong here. You've got the Ace of Coins. For some reason, I feel like pulling a third. So let's do that. This one. And you've got the King of Swords. Okay. All right, Pisces, you may be dealing with someone who's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You may be dealing with someone who is used to being the authority, making the decisions. There may be some father issues that arise this week, or if not father, authority, right? So strength, authority, that kind of energy. With the Ace of Coins, there may be a new beginning that is needed. And Magician is, of course, the desire to make something happen. So what I'm feeling here is some of you are hanging on to the past. Surprise, Pisces. And not quite letting go and desiring a new beginning of something that maybe that didn't really emotionally fulfill you in the first place. Like it feels like someone let you we say here at starve on an extended arm, so I don't even know how to translate that, but this yo-yoing of emotions, right? So getting close to you, making you feel like there's some kind of closeness, but at the same time keeping you at a distance and not letting you get really close. That's the energy that I'm picking up on here. And it feels like for some reason, Pisces, you want to restart this cycle, and you should not clearly do that. You should be willing to start something completely fresh, completely new, and to release the old cycle to the old times, to the past. It's time for you to part the Red Sea. It's time for you to get that energy up and get that energy moving to open up potentials and possibilities for you in the future. You will find support moving forward. Some of you, if you're having legal issues or anything like that in this week ahead, it will work out in your favor. Maybe, I don't know, like, I know 3 days at least, nothing's going to happen, but you never know. So, but it feels like something's going to work out in your favor in that case. And, but it also feels as if there's some kind of a distance between you and someone who has some kind of a reign or a hold over you, and you need to break that. You're bringing up the energy to do that, but you really need to do that. The power is with you, okay? You're the magician. So if you think this person has power over you, the King of Swords, it's because you're giving them that power. You're allowing them to have power over you. They don't, okay? All right, so that's pretty much it. Otherwise, this week, Pisces, is your week. You can make magic happen. Your dreams will, focus on your dreams, follow through, take a step towards everything. Even if you don't believe it can happen or can come through, just try it. Just start moving in that direction and see how it shapes you and it forms you and it develops you, see how you gain strength. Just try it and you'll see that maybe dreams do come true. You guys, thank you so much for listening. And I am switching over now. Let me go back here to the chat. I haven't seen you guys. Yay! Yes. And there is a Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, go right ahead. My utmost sympathy for the people affected by what happened at the Christmas market. Yes, that was absolutely horrible. And the thing with the Christmas market too, it's a place of comfort and coziness, as you guys know, so to bring trauma into that space is just downright diabolical. And but there's a targeted agenda because we have, and this is personally what the message, and I wanted to do a TikTok on it, but the message I got was that there is an election coming up in February in Germany, and there's a desire by certain powers that be that this, of course, moves into a certain direction, and it has to. They want it to become more radicalized. They want to move things for whatever reasons, and I have a feeling I know what that reason could relate to or connect to, but they want that nationalistic vibe to come up again, that, but they want that everywhere. It's not just here. You can see that happening everywhere. It's literally everybody's all of a sudden jumping on this bandwagon. And so they want that coming up again. And there's only one reason why you need that kind of an energy, like absolutely need it. So yeah, there's a buildup happening. They want those kind of governments in place, and that are not too liberal, that are willing to follow through on things. And they want those kind of leaders in place. Yes, because they want a specific outcome. So this is kind of a part of that push, because of course, as you can imagine, what do people do when things like that happen? And it is deeply unfortunate. And I'm surprised they even find people that are willing to do things like that. That's just cray. But for those of you that don't know what happened and that are wondering what are we going on about, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? A man who was 50 years old from Saudi Arabia, a doctor who lived in Germany since 2006, relatively unknown kind of thing. Like he had his rants on social media, but now people are thinking those rants are a kind of deflection. Like he built up a character, and that character was supposed to be someone who's an anti-Islamist and anti-Saudi Arabia, anti-everything. And he actually stated that they needed to vote for this right-wing party that is gaining traction in Germany. And it's a populist. Wow, this party is interesting because it is populist, it is right wing, but it flirted and connected with the ultra right wing. So it's kind of, it holds the bandwidth of being right wing and ultra at the same time. So it's not just, and so he was saying that he's voting for this party and so on and so forth because Germany is trying to Islamize the world and all kinds of nonsense. But others have shown up and said that that was actually a deflection from his actual beliefs, which is ultra Islamist, and that there's a taqiyya, I believe, in which allows people of that religion to deceive in order to further their ambitions and their goals, and that would be what he was doing. So in any case, it seems like he was a sleeper. The police and everybody is saying that he acted by himself, but it's kind of weird, like just a random one-off. Unfortunately, a lot of people were hurt. 5 people so far, I think last I read of it, 5 people passed away, and otherwise over 80 landed in the hospital from minor to major injuries. And people are angry, people are angry because they've pretty much had it with these kind of random occurrences. A couple months ago there was a stabbing, a couple before that there was a grape, and before that, and it's always from unfortunately a certain group that is attacking or seems to be attacking. I have to be really careful how I phrase this. Seems to be attacking Western values, Western stands, but there is a large amount of the Islamic community is absolutely against these things. Absolutely, they stand up and voice their outrage, and that's not what Islam is about. That's not what they are about, and they have no tie or connection to that. So it's a murky waters, very difficult to see through. And I feel that there's a lot more going on in the background than what is, they make it seem like it's just these people that have no connections to anything that has any connection to our governments and our societal structures, you know, and that these things can't be used to push us in a certain direction, right? But I feel like there's something like that going on behind the scenes in this case, that there's some kind of a yeah, it's not just the enemy in air quotes, if you will. You know, there's something else that's happening, that's because they know their people, they know what it will take to push people in a certain direction and make certain choices and do certain things and feel certain ways, which will end up predictably in a certain result. Like, this is all known, like how the collective operates, collective mindset, it is known. And I feel like that flows into that. So it's sad, and it's devastating. And what's going to be even more devastating is, it's like I said, it's now at Christmas time and our elections are in February. It's not giving people enough time to find that distance in order for it to not affect who and what they're going to vote for in the elections. So it's absolutely targeted. And if the who benefits from Germany going right, you know, that's what we need to look at. And who's done deals with whom. And so, yeah, but you guys know YouTube, so I'll kind of leave it to your intelligent minds to figure out the rest. But yes, absolutely, absolutely horrific. Okay, yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off here and wish you a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. And thank you for being on my channel. Thank you for supporting, and thank you for your energies, sharing your energies. And yeah, yeah, I'll see you on the next live. Let's see. Oh, one question came up. Okay. Hi, Karleen. I was wondering if the orb photos in the sky are spirits rather than drones. That's interesting. I think there's so much, so many. I- on my TikTok, I think I spoke about a friend of mine who had, she wrote a book on orbs. She's passed away now. She was elderly, but she was an interesting character. Another character I met in Mexico who was absolutely yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul. And she wrote a book on the orbs that she kept seeing because she was just someone who attracted that, or she, you know, she always saw those. And so some of those orbs were definitely spirits, some of those orbs were not. And let's see here. Let's see if the cards can explain a little. The orbs in the sky, are those spirits? No, they're harbingers. They're harbingers. Okay. And why is because the first card that came up is the death card. And this is my, you know, when we're speaking about these things, my kind of military card as well. And why? Because it's Scorpio. Death is Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Mars, which is military. Or the old, now it's the old was ruled by Mars, sorry. The new is ruled by Pluto, which is also endings. So this is for me a clear hint. Then the other card that came up is the Ace of Wands. So we see this fireball here, and it's speaking, yeah, it's very high energy. Very, very high energy, but there's a man standing in front of it. So it's connected, it's man-made connected. And here we have the maker, right? The maker, human beings, human men are makers. So the Knight of Pentacles. And they're not yet, we're not yet creators, not there yet. Women are manifestors and men are makers, but we're not yet creators, not yet. And soon, at some point in our evolutionary cycle, all the way at the end, we might develop into emanators, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So I don't feel that these are spirits. Okay. Nora, is there any message from the spirit world for me? Is there any message for Nora, please? Nora. Is there any message for Nora? Eight of Wands, get your move on, Nora. Time to get things moving. It feels as if, you may have been procrastinating or may have been stuck in a certain way of seeing things, doing things, and just get it done. Just do it. I see the Nike symbol in front of me, and that means just do it, just move forward. And don't hesitate so much. Don't overthink things so much. Just get out there and do it. A message coming towards you this week that is going to elevate you, that's going to push you up, that's going to give you inspiration to move forward on your goals and your dreams. Okay, that's literally what's coming up. And also, don't wait for someone to go the pathway with you. Sometimes you'll have to walk the pathway by yourself, and don't be afraid of that. Don't be shy of that. Like, really get out there, get things moving, do your thing, and don't worry about who's on your side, who's not, who's walking with you, who's not. If you have to do it alone, who's not? But Spirit is going to get a message to you this week at some point that's going to uplift you, elevate you, and allow you to know that you're on the right track, that you're doing the right thing. Okay? Let's see. William Harrison. Hi, Will. Any message for me? Any message for William Harrison, please? Any message for William Harrison? William Harrison. Immediately, I saw a male figure with you, William. I think that's your dad. I felt pride. I felt a sense of pride. I felt joy. I felt like saying, hey. And here we have it, the male figure. This came out of the deck. This is your card. Three of Wands, looking forward to the future. Don't be afraid to look forward to the future, and that good things are coming to you. There are good things that are going to happen for you in your future. And just keep walking your pathway, keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to move into these spaces, these really good spaces. So don't, again, overthink things or worry about things too much. Everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be fine. Okay? Danny, Turia Howden, please. I hope I pronounce that, is moving in with my new partner. Good idea. And we've got the World card. Absolutely. Enjoy. Enjoy. This is the a maturation, a rite of maturation, and initiation into a new cycle, an ending of an old cycle, the ending of a cycle, possibly of a certain level of immaturity as well, because this is a ripeness. This is a maturity. Okay, so absolutely. Danny, hey Karleen, can I have a guidance card, please? Yes, you've got the Five of Feathers. So there's an element within your being that kind of feels disappointed, kind of feels, I don't know, let down by life possibly, or by a specific someone in your life. There's a feeling of I can never win. That's what some people always backstab me. There's this energy of why do I attract mean people into my life? That kind of thing. So, you may have isolated yourself because people are always mean. Like Five of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, you've tried and tried and tried in your connections, but things haven't really worked out, Danny. And so you've kind of isolated yourself or withdrawn from humanity almost. But things are going to change for you. Things are absolutely going to change for you. Okay. Things are going to change for you. You just have to ask Spirit. It's almost like Spirit wants you to get close to it. Spirit wants you to get close to it. So you can ask it, Five of Coins here, for your tribe, your people, your connection, where you belong, and a new opportunity, a new chance, new opportunity is coming for you. I'd say within 2 to 3 months, you're going to have a new opportunity or a new chance at something. Okay. KW, is there any message for me as well? You've got the Nine of Swords, KW, and the Three of Coins. You may be overthinking something at your place of work or around your work, something to do with work that is weighing on you. This may also be studies, that you're building something up for yourself and it's causing you sleepless nights or a headache. It's a headache. Trying to find a solution out of something that you've committed to but haven't quite finished. Yeah. Four of Cups, sadness. It's time for you to start speaking positively. Page of, what is this? Wands. Okay. Speaking positively to yourself, speaking life over your own life, celebrating your wins, ignoring your losses, training yourself, on a high note. and really train yourself to focus only on the positive. Super tricky, I know, because we live in this real world, but they say that's what I'm feeling is that you need to focus on the positive in order to win, in order to move ahead. Learn how to coach yourself. Learn how to coach yourself into winning. Okay. Yeah, Twinkly D. What's coming up for you? Is moving house a good idea for me? Ace of Wands, absolutely. Absolutely. New energy, new ideas, new everything will come for you moving that house. It feels as somehow as if your energy is being repressed where you're at, Twinkly D, and it's time for you to unleash. Yeah, you've got the Eight of Cups here. Leave. See? Leave. Rise up. When you rise up, you will leave. When you leave, you will rise up. Sorry. Okay. Yay. All righty. You guys, I think that's it. And thank you so, so much for being here and for being on this journey through life. And yeah, I will see you soon. Okay. So thank you. Bye.